The entire 2019 Class 4A state baseball season comes down to this. It's the championship game, and it matches the Edwardsville Tigers and the North Stars from St. Charles North. And hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt, joined alongside by Hall of Fame coach Mark Lindo, and we've got a matchup here between a couple of programs that are a little bit different in terms of Edwardsville. Second 3 times in the state finals and 2 state championships, most recently a second place in 2017. And for St. Charles North, the North Stars were here 3 years ago. They finished third. But Mark, when you come down to championship ball games, we look out on the mound at John Hamer. It is about pitching.
It comes down to pitching, defense, execution, but it all starts on the hill. It starts with people like Hamer. How many innings can he give his team? They threw 6 different pitchers yesterday. They're going to have to mix and match tonight as well. But the way Todd Genke handled his staff yesterday was impressive. On the other side, you have Matthew Boyer that we'll talk about next half inning, a Division I recruit. He's going to try to carry the load for his baseball team.
St. Charles North 29-10 in the season. Edwardsville 36-5. There is John Hamer. We'll get his numbers in a second. Defensively behind him, it'll be Pat Bellick, Ryan Teasy, and Mike Gattuso in the outfield. The infield third to first, Kevin White, Nick DeMarco, Egan Hine, and Kyler Brown. Marco Torres is behind the plate, and it will be John Hamer on the hill.
6-1, 30 strikeouts in 34 innings, 14 base on balls allowed, a relatively high 40 hits allowed in those 34 innings. So expect Edwardsville to move the baseball, and St. Charles North Stars are going to have to make some plays. It's the 4A state championship. It's the last game in the state of Illinois that will be played in this academic calendar year, and it's the voice, the Hall of Fame voice of the IHSA, Dave Bernhardt, to call this pitch.
Thank you very much, Mark. And we'll start with a pitch to the sophomore Hayden Moore, the center fielder for the Edwardsville Tigers, to be followed by Blake Burris and Drake Westcott. The middle part of the order, Joe Copeland, Josh Ohl, and Max Ringering. And Moore will foul this one away. Evens a count at 1-1. Lineup rounded out by Dalton Wallace, Joe Toscano, and Logan Cromer. Edwardsville at 36-5. Their head coach is Tim Funkhauser. He's won 643 games in 21 years at Edwardsville, and he will be searching for his 700th career victory in 24 seasons here tonight.
Moore, the prototype leadoff hitter. He's already committed to Missouri State, just a sophomore, 391 hitter. When he gets on base, things happen.
You'll look at that, an outside corner, and that's a called strike. Evens accounted 2-2. More on the season, a 391 average, 12 doubles, 5 triples, and 4 home runs. And last night, Hayden Moore was officially hitless in one at bat. He did walk once and scored a run. And he goes down swinging to start the game. Speaking of the pitcher, John Hamer, he had action last night through 22 pitches in an inning and 2/3. Gave up a run. It was earned. He struck out 3 that inning and 2/3.
So he can pitch up to 90 pitches max on the next day. Very, very likely we'll see Todd Genke pitch multiple arms today, whatever it takes, whatever situation.
Blake Burris, senior right fielder, 1 for 3 last night in the win over Hampshire. That was a 2-0 victory in the 4A semifinal. St. Charles North, meanwhile, came from behind and defeated St. Rita 6-4. Burris fouls this one away. The count once again 1-1.
Burris a 291 hitter, and again, really a good situational hitter in the 2-hole. Their lineup clicks best when Moore gets on. He can steal a base. Burris can move him over. Then the big boppers like Westcott and Copeland Ohl follow.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Just underway here in your 4A championship game. Burris shows bunt. We'll pull it back. Craig DeVellis is our home plate umpire in this one. Joe Stryker is at first, and Adam Holloman is over at third. Burris will foul this one away once again. All balls that leave the yard become souvenirs, and that's what about a half a dozen kids are looking for right now.
First baseman Kyler Brown thought did a really good thing. He went into his pitcher, Hamer, and said, I'm playing back a little bit deeper. He actually pointed, make sure you get to first base.
The 2-2 pitch. Number 2 hitter in the order, Blake Burris, has taken this to a full count. On deck is Drake Westcott, All-American, multiple All-State player. Big left-handed hitting junior. Here's the pitch to Burris. Wrap to the right side. Hine will slide over and make the play.
Well, you called it slide, and I'll give it another adjective. That was a glide. He really went to his glove side. That ball came off the bat like it was a line drive, and then just kind of spun. It could have fooled the second baseman, but watch him just glide to the ball, square his back foot, and deliver a bang play. 2 outs for the big fella with the bases empty.
Here's Drake Westcott. A lot of teams have pitched around him, if not walked him intentionally. Westcott had a stretch of 3 home runs and 4 at-bats in the sectional and super sectional. In fact, in the sectional championship game, he had a grand slam, part of a 6 RBI day, added another home run. That was a win over Normal West, and then hit a home run in the super sectional as well. He was walked intentionally 3 times in a super sectional win over Maris, and he'll take a big cut right there, and he's fooled, nods his head, said, yep, you got me on that one. 0-2.
He hit a home run here a couple years ago as a freshman, and it was a long gone home run. He's been strong for a lot of years.
And that's a call, strike 3. Westcott didn't like it. He'll head back to the dugout, and John Hamer struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. Will go to the bottom of the first.
The more you understand your insurance, the more successful you can be. I love explaining how proper coverage can help my customers achieve their goals. Watching them apply what they've learned from my class to their lives, it's inspiring. I believe anyone can achieve their goals if they just take simple steps. Find a representative near you at takesimplesteps.com.
This IHSA Championship event is brought to you by Biaggi's, where carryout is just another one of our specialties. And by Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise.
In a hurry but want a fresh, affordable meal to serve your family or friends? Biaggi's Pronto Packs make it easy to enjoy an authentic Italian meal at home or on the go. Perfectly sized to serve 4 to 5 people and starting at only $30. Pronto Packs include your choice of a pasta or 2 pizzas with a house or Caesar salad and freshly baked bread with Biaggi's butter for dipping. Or if you're planning a meal for a large group, just ask about the party pan, sized for 8 to 12 guests and ready for pickup with 24 hours advance notice. With 6 Illinois locations, Biaggi's Carryout is a perfect solution for your busy lifestyle. And those gentlemen right there, the construction workers on their lunch break, their dinner break here on a Saturday night, overlooking DuPage Medical Group Field, the site of the 4A state championships. And on the mound for Edwardsville, you mentioned he's a St. Louis University recruit. They're looking at Matthew Boyer.
6'2", 195. A huge upside for that young man who comes in with a 10-1 record. 36 and a third innings pitch. He struck out 85. He can punch out. Pretty good command of the strike zone. Just 26 base on balls for Boyer. His job is to get his team deep and put his team in position to win in the 6th or 7th inning today. And Mike Gattuso's job is to get on base.
Gattuso, the senior right fielder for St. Charles North. This is a very young team, at least a year ahead of schedule in a lot of folks' eyes. Starting lineup tonight, 2 juniors and 4 sophomores. Gattuso, one of the seniors. That fastball's a little high. Mike Gattuso led off last night. He had a walk, a strikeout, and an 0 for 3 night. A 10-hit attack last night in the 6-4 win for St. Charles North over St. Rita. Boyer over the top, and that rattles some metal in the cages of the catcher, Dalton Wallace, and our home plate umpire, Joe DeVellis. The rest of that defense for Edwardsville finds the outfield of Joe Copeland, Hayden Moore, and Blake Burrows from left field to right field. Max Ringring's the third baseman. Josh Ohl, smooth fielding shortstop. Logan Krummer's at second, and the first baseman is Drake Westcott.
Dalton Wallace, he's a 3-year catcher. How nice is that to have a guy that's been behind the dish well over 100 times to just take control of your whole defense and your pitching staff?
Up over the top is Boyer, and Gattuso will go down looking.
Hard break, late break, downward break. That ball changed planes, and it changed planes in a hurry. Watch the late rotation. 12-6, kaboom. Put the hammer down, freeze him up, strikeout number 1. A great pitch by Boyer.
Leader of this team is Egan Hine. He will step in. He had a hit yesterday, drove in a couple of big runs in that win over at St. Rita. Hine, one of 5 members of this baseball team that played in the state football championship, the 7A football championship. So how about that for St. Charles North and these athletes playing in 2 state title games in the same academic year?
Yeah, they don't blink when the lights are on. St. Charles North with a great run here, as you said, a year ahead of schedule maybe. They have good depth of their sophomore pitching staff as well.
Count 0-2 to Hine. Boyer comes right at him. Wallace will step out, clear a path. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts.
Great pitch by Boyer. He buried that one. And Wallace, he's been around the block. He knows his job is just round those shoulders. Watch the ball down, and then look at him. He gets everything covered. The ball is so soft in front of him. Clears the pass and throw down to first base. That is a big-time catcher, Wallace.
Bellick, the third of the first 3 seniors in the batting order, facing Matt Boyer. Bellick last night was a factor, scored a run, and a 2-for-3 night.
Boy, he has total command of his off-speed pitch right now. He's thrown about 6 of them, all for strikes.
He'll miss upstairs on that one.
Craig DeVellis, home plate umpire, one of the best ball and strike umpires you will find.
And that will just miss.
So he's not going to give him the breaking ball up. He's made that statement the last 2 calls. And so Boyer will have to make that adjustment.
Slow roller. Crummer has to come hard, has to get rid of it quickly. He does just that. A 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first. 1 inning in the books here in your 4A championship game.
I had a civilian retirement, a military retirement, and a 401k. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They had their auto and their home insurance with me for about 10 years. Having somebody that can put that picture together for you took a huge weight off their shoulders. Kim and Bill are so excited about this next stage in their lives.
Let's start with your home and auto insurance, and we'll help with the rest when you're ready. Get a quote at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
High school sports fans, never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events from across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, NFHSnetwork.com. We are high school. Some raindrops here. Very, very light rain. This is what, our 16th game we have done the last 2 weekends between Peoria and Joliet.
And the first precipitation we have seen. And it's very light. Watching, you be assured it's not threatening this baseball game moving forward at all.
Joe Copeland to lead it off for the Edwardsville Tigers. Left fielder followed by Josh Ohl and Max Ringering. It was a 1-2-3 inning with a pair of strikeouts for John Hamer in the top of the first inning. And in the bottom half, 2 strikeouts for Matthew Boyer.
Copeland, a good one. He'll be playing ball at McKendree next year. Coming off a leg injury that bothered him a little bit this year. Missed some ball games.
It's off the end of the bat. Will it stay in play? Twisting into foul territory and making the long run and grab is Pat Bellick.
And you'll notice Bellick, he was very comfortable going after that ball because his shortstop, Nick DeMarco, was out there about half the way out, and he was verbally telling him, he's watching, he's being his eyes. He's being his eyes, using his mouth. You got room, you got room, you got room. That's team baseball.
One gone to Josh Ohl. Ohl, the shortstop, has made one error this season. Yesterday, he was 1 for 3 in a batter's box, scored a run. You know, back to that play by Bellick. As you watch this, you say, oh, you know, what a nice infield, you know, the dark brown dirt, the dark brown warning track. But as you are running, you're just running on turf. You do not feel the change as you would in a normal dirt or stone warning track.
That's why the pair of eyes that DeMarco gave him was so helpful. And you mentioned one error this year, 3 in 2 years. So when that ball's hit on the left side, you got to feel pretty good that you're going to get an out.
We'll look get something started here with one gone in the top of the second inning. 2-1 count. It's now 2-2.
How about Hamer? He shook that pitch off. So quite clearly that was a 2-1 fastball that it was supposed to be. But he said, nope, I got confidence. I'm going to throw the hammer down with 2-1. He was able to get the outside corner.
A little sidestep and delivery. Towards the 5-6 hole and through. The best that Nick DeMarco can do is smother it. Our first hit of the game comes with one out in the top of the second.
I don't have a gun, but that appears to be a changeup coming out of his hands. And a good piece of hitting by Hole because he was able to keep his hands back, track the baseball, let it get deep, hit the hands through and find that 5-6 hole that you mentioned. Pretty good speed on the bases for the SIU recruits.
I'll bring up Max Ringering, 6'1", 195-pound senior. 358 batting average and 16 doubles on the year. Hitless in 2 at-bats last night. Edwardsville last night scored a single run in the first, 1 in the second, and that was it. Held to just 3 hits.
Ringering 358. You mentioned his doubles. He's got gap power. Got the full facial hair since the tournament. Baseball superstition personified.
Will be driven back by Hamer. Super sectional, big ball game in the tournament run for Ringering. He was 3 for 3 with a home run, had a couple of doubles as well. Throw in a walk and 3 RBIs, and that was a win over Mara, 6-5. And Edwardsville had a nail biter right to the end. Ringering will send this one to right field. Gattuso is there for the second out.
Got Ringering in on his hands. So location that time for Hamer, not letting that strong physique of Ringering extend at all and drive a ball into a gap.
Dalton Wallace will look down to Tim Funkhauser in that third base coach's box. Step in. Old will take his lead at first. 2 outs here in the second.
Tim Funkhauser played in the state tournament a couple times for Tom Pyle for Edwardsville, now coaching for the third time. So he has some familiarity with state tournament baseball.
There goes Ohl. Swung on to center. Ryan Teasy is there. And that will close out the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom, number 2, looking for our first run.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This championship event is brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Thousands of young athletes have their season ended by ACL injuries. Learn how to keep them safe with our ACL injury prevention course at nfhslearn.com/courses.
Today's game is also available for all subscribers via the NFHS Network Live mobile app for Apple devices. Download the app from the App Store today to start watching live games wherever you are. Those folks have come from Edwardsville. They've made about a 4-hour journey here to Joliet to cheer on their Tigers, looking for the school's third state baseball championship.
Their pitcher, Matthew Boyer, has been really solid. He won a regional championship with only using 71 pitches. He won a sectional semifinal game with 89 pitches. He pitched a little bit in the super sectional, so he's been on the hill and been dominating on the hill. And as I watch his delivery, it is so fundamentally sound. There's very little wasted movement. He's compact, short sidestep. He hides the ball to the last second with his lead shoulder. Finishes each pitch extremely well. And if he continues to have his curveball with the command he had in the first inning, it's going to be a tough night for St. Charles North hitters.
You retire the side in the top of the first. We'll start the second with Nick DeMarco, sophomore shortstop, and a verbal commitment to Notre Dame.
Now you have a Louisville pitcher against a Notre Dame hitter right now. There's your matchup that you're watching.
Ball is buried. 1 ball, 1 strike. Interesting when you watch Boyer out there. He'll start with his non-pivot foot in front of his pivot foot, and now,
which is actually not a legal move.
And I think that is what we're talking about right here. Joe Stryker, the first base umpire, is coming over and addressing some issue.
And what he's saying right now is, that's what I've been doing all year, and that's exactly his lead foot. There's his delivery. Watch his finish. Chest over his lead leg, back leg up and through.
20 starts on the rubber where and I don't want to call it controversy because we're not to that point. The discussion involved lies.
Yeah, we'll see a shot where his feet are at. Now he's made that correction. If you see his left foot, his non-pivot foot, he was starting with that in front of the rubber, which is actually illegal. Now he's moved it back enough to make the umpiring crew happy.
Just that little step and delivery. That is a called strike on DeMarco. And it's 1-2.
Works from the far first base side of the pitching rubber. So a little bit different arm angle for hitters to look at.
DeMarco turns on this one, sends it to Ringering at third. 1 out.
So he threw DeMarco breaking ball for a strike away, breaking ball on the edge away. Then he went fastball in. So he went slow, low, and hard, high in on his hands. DeMarco, good enough hitter to put it in play, but not squaring up with his contact there.
Ryan Teasy was a factor in last night's 6-4 win over St. Rita. Picked up a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs, stole a base. Speedy Jr., he was a cornerback on that second place football team that lost to Nazareth Academy in the 7A championship game.
Because of that speed, Max Ringering moves up from third base for a would-be drag bunt.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
32 stolen bases. If he gets on, he'll be creative.
TZ headed to Fordham. Struggling with it is Cromer. Has to recover. Will not be able to do it. And that'll be an error. And TZ is on with those now 33 stolen bases after the one from last night.
And that's a play Cromer would like to have over. He backhand that ball and didn't need to. He had plenty of time to square that ball up, catch it out in front of him, and then square his right foot to throw. Instead, he opted the backhand, couldn't get it clean, and you got trouble of room with the speed on the bases to take away Matthew Boyer's concentration just a bit.
And here's Kevin White, the first of 3 consecutive sophomores that will come to the dish. TZ an average size lead. Boyer delivers, catches the outside corner.
White 1 for 4 last night. The first 5 games of the tournament, he was hitting almost 500. So he's been red hot throughout the tournament.
Season average of .333 coming to Joliet. Teasy's back easily. Oh, you figure he's going to run here somewhere, right?
This is not a if, it's when. Very interesting to watch Teasy's approach to base stealing because that's not a big lead, but watch his feet. Watch his feet. He's got movement.
Does not go, and that's strike two.
But every one of those movements, he's reading the pitcher and setting up when he does go. I don't know if he'll go on 0-2 unless he's guessing curveball. If you're guessing off-speed pitch, that's when you put your runner in motion.
He stays. The pitch. That's sizzled right there to the Edwardsville dugout.
Wave the white flag down on the first base dugout. I didn't see who it was, but one of their players said, that's enough. He went and buried himself back deep in the dugout.
Still 0-2. Boyer can't find the handle. Back-to-back errors for Edwardsville. Puts runners first and second with one out.
This is a crazy game that we all love. They were just flat out cruising. Then a play that Logan Cromer makes a high percentage of the time. Puts Speedy Teasy on base. And then this one, just a one-hopper. A play that normally Boyer would make. He was thinking double play, going away from the mound, and it would have been a play at first only, but he's not able to complete that.
Sophomore catcher Marco Torres will look to advance the runners with one out. Torres drove in a run last night.
See which defense Edwardsville decides to employ. Will they run the wheel play? Will they cut the shortstop? Will they send him to third base?
Torres was going to swing away. .232 average coming into the tournament. Had a big hit last night to drive in a run.
Todd Genke went through a series of signs again. The prior pitch, he took the bunt off.
2-0 now to Torres. St. Charles North fans thought that may have been up just a bit.
Now on 2-0, Todd Genke's thought might have been, I'm going to give Torres a fastball only. He's ahead of the count. He can hit that, chose not to. We'll see if he puts the bunt back on. Torres big time up off the end of the bat with bat control, trying to create bat speed.
Teasy the lead at second. White at first. Both runners are stealing. They're going to throw down to second. And White will beat the throw there. They conceded Teasy the stolen base of third. They thought they'd get the trail runner, which many teams will do, but White beats the throw, and double steal puts runners second and third with a 2-2 count.
Good release by Dalton Wallace, but he threw it to the left field side of second base. Logan Cromer took the throw and had to bring the ball back. Was not able to nip White.
One out with runners at second and third.
Got a base open. You would think this would be a breaking ball down and away at the 3.5 spot, down at the ankles. He's got to trust Dalton Wallace here. With a base open, he can afford to try to make a pitcher's pitch.
He'll get the big strikeout.
That was the yacker. He has so much confidence in that pitch, and he has confidence in Dalton Wallace blocking everything for him. This one again goes straight down, 12-6 on your clock.
Alex Najera, sophomore. He's the designated hitter, hitting out of the 8th spot in the order. He had a couple of hits and 2 at-bats yesterday, drove in 2 runs. 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. Boyer starts him. Well, strike one.
Solid approach by Najera. He's up there to drive in runs. Base open. He doesn't want a base on balls. He wants RBIs. Joe Copeland in left field playing very shallow, saying, you're not going to drop it in front of me. You have to hit it over my head to score these runs.
Teasy at third, White at second. Thinking squeeze. It was a safety squeeze. Teasy was ready to break. He goes back in a hurry. So look at a safety squeeze with 2 outs here.
A lot of noise coming from that third base side. St. Charles North dugout alive. Ringering comes up, so that means there's a big hole to slap the ball through the left side.
Two balls and a strike with 2 outs. Todd Genke claps his hands. Genke in his 15th season, 402 wins. First time ever St. Charles North has played in a state championship baseball game. 2-1 pitch. We're even at 2. No, check that. It was called ball, 3-1.
Only one time.
No, now they'll change. It's 2-2.
Only one time has Todd Genke's team not won 20 games. Pretty amazing run he's had.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Najero swing and a miss. Sought to throw it down to first. And Boyer gets out of it. Second and third with 1 out. He goes strikeout, strikeout. And we are scoreless at the end of 2 in the 4A title game.
The more you understand your insurance, the more successful you can be. I love explaining how proper coverage can help my customers achieve their goals. Watching them apply what they've learned from my class to their lives, it's inspiring. I believe anyone can achieve their goals if they just take simple steps. Find a representative near you at takesimplesteps.com.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
To purchase a DVD keepsake copy of today's event, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click the Buy a DVD button as Joe Toscano hits this ball right on the nose, and a catch well over his head by Ryan Teasy as that ball just kept going, and that's how we start the top of the 3rd inning.
Boy, he squared that off, hit it right on the screws, and Teasy, being the great athlete he is, he's able to elongate his arm, catch the ball at its highest point, and bring it down because that ball was hit hard.
Number 9 hitter in the order, Logan Cromer, will step in, the junior second baseman. John Hamer on the mound. So if you want to get a DVD, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. You can also click the digital copy button under the event video player if you want to download a digital copy of the event right to your computer.
Worth a lifetime of memories. We'll be watching that 25, 30, 35 years from now with these players.
And that's what the message that Dan Plezak, the former Major League pitcher and current analyst on the MLB Network, he was a guest speaker here on Thursday night, and that was the message he delivered to all 8 of the teams that came to Joliet. Not that they had to buy a DVD, but that they will have memories that will last forever.
The memories will last a lifetime, yes. Hamer working very quickly, very efficiently, pitch into contact.
He goes upstairs, and he'll pick up the strikeout, his 3rd of the game. 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Got a breaking ball, I believe. There wasn't much bite, but had enough off speed just to go ahead. That's a breaking ball. It stayed up. Logan Cromer couldn't get above it.
They're stirring down in the St. Charles North bullpen as John Hamer now will begin his second time through the Edwardsville order. This is the leadoff batter, Hayden Moore. Moore wants to put one down, and that will be foul as the catcher, Marco Torres, jumps out just so that nothing crazy happens.
Hamer, the senior, pitching with some guts and guile right now. Been very impressed with his character on the hill, his presence.
He's retired 8 of the first 9 batters he's faced. An infield single by Josh Ohl, the only blemish against him.
Hamer's got the team over a lot. They love to go swimming at his place. They'll do some of that this summer after a would-be trophy presentation tonight.
Okay, now here's the situation with that, though. Hamer's a senior, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of this team is sophomores.
They're going to let him come over later on?
What are they going to do next year? Where are they going to swim next year?
Once a teammate, always a teammate, right?
This ball is off the end of the bat, dropping quickly into left field. Diving attempt, and making the catch is Pat Bellick. He got his glove underneath it, rolled, so it would not come out. Pat Bellick will close the inning with a spectacular play in left field.
We get a chance to see it in slow-mo time. Bellick sold it really well. Shows the glove underneath and shows the baseball. Count him out.
I had a civilian retirement, a military retirement, and a 401k. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They had their auto and their home insurance with me for about 10 years. Having somebody that can put that picture together for you took a huge weight off their shoulders. Kim and Bill are so excited about this next stage in their lives.
Let's start with your home and auto insurance, and we'll help with the rest when you're ready. Get a quote at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
This IHSA Championship event is brought to you by Biaggi's, where carryout is just another one of our specialties. And by Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise.
You're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school championship action.
Yeah, and what they have here, we're watching these players slide on the hill. We have just a drizzle. It's not impacting the game, but it's going to impact that hill. It's going to turn into a slip and slide if this drizzle continues. So those people will, A, have fun, and B, have their mom mad at them for having to do the laundry later on.
Dave Bernhardt along with state championship coach and Hall of Famer Mark Lindo. We take you to the bottom of the third inning. It will be 9-1-2 for St. Charles North. Kyler Brown to get things started. And if you have followed our state football coverage this year in the state championship ball game in football in 7A, you will recognize the name Kyler Brown. He was the quarterback for the North Stars.
Filled in for his brother Peyton.
This one is off the end of the bat. Left fielder Copeland broke back initially, but how about the ground that Josh Ohl covered?
That's exactly what happened. That ball, when it came off the bat, the sound was that the ball was driven. The result, it was not driven. Copeland couldn't have got to that baseball, but look at the drop step and the speed running straight to the point. He knew the ball was going to come down, clears his arms. I got it the whole way. Josh Ohl, a gold glove type infielder at shortstop.
Went out in the third to the top of the order, and Mike Gattuso, he was called out on strikes his first time up. Matthew Boyer on the hill for Edwardsville.
Gattuso will be playing collegiate baseball in Augustana next year. Fine student athlete.
There's a curveball right there. We've only had one hit in this game through 2.5 innings. And that was Edwardsville. Josh Ohl with that base hit. This one in the air, and this will find the stands. and it will become a souvenir.
Now, Matthew Boyer, the first couple innings, had 100% command of his breaking ball. We'll see if that continues and how many balls go into play from home plate umpire Craig DeVellis, because when that ball gets a little bit wet, it's harder to get your fingers on top. Will that affect his breaking ball? Only time and rain will tell.
Soft off the end of the hands. Tough play. Second baseman Cromer. That ball was agonizingly up in the air. Cromer knew he wasn't going to be able to get it on a fly, hoping to get the short hop and a quick release. Instead, it's an infield single for Mike Gattuso.
Almost an impossible play for Cromer, especially with the speedy Gattuso. That ball was up in the air, tantalizing, but he couldn't get to it. And then when it hit that turf, just spun. There it is. Look, he can't get to that ball. So he plays on the first hop, but just spins away from him, and you got a speedster, Gattuso, motoring down the line.
He takes his lead at first with Hine at the plate. Egan Hine, another member of that second-place football team. He's headed to Wisconsin Whitewire to play football. His coach, Todd Genke, hopes he can find his way to the baseball diamond as well.
Moved to second base where he really had to work on his pivot on the double plays. Moved to second base because Nick DeMarco is going to own that shortstop position for a while.
St. Charles North last night stole 3 bases. They stole 2 bases on 1 play last inning.
A steal of third with less than 2 outs shows how aggressively Todd Genke is going to try to maintain his offense.
The ball ran right in on Hine.
Genke gave no signs, but demonstratively moved back in the coaching box. So was that his sign? Who's the Stein Sealers in the Edwardsville dugout? Somebody is. Somebody's always a sign to try to pick the other coaching staff.
Short lead for Gattuso. And that pitch is on the inside corner. Hine will take it for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the third for the North Stars.
Borderline pitch went to Boyer. Why? Because he's been so doggone consistent in the zone. You start to work in rhythm with the home plate umpire and your catcher, all 3.
Hine looks at strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout by Matthew Boyer, and it's the 2nd out of the inning.
Watch this ball run right in the hands of Hine, right there. Really late tail. Throw much more velocity with a 4-seam. That was a 2-seam that had downward movement. Pitching's all about movement, velocity, and placement. Really good movement and placement on that pitch.
Pat Bellick will look to keep this inning going.
Got to run him somewhere here.
This time, Gattuso back standing.
You always have to have a mentality. Right now, it takes 2 base hits to score a run. So with 2 outs, go ahead and make the gamble. Oh, Dalton Wallace is a good one back behind the dish.
Instead, to Hopper and a short play to second. Gattuso stranded at first. We've played 3 full innings. We're looking for a run in your 4A championship game.
I had a civilian retirement, a military retirement, and a 401k. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They had their auto and their home insurance with me for about 10 years. Having somebody that can put that picture together for you took a huge weight off their shoulders. Kim and Bill are so excited about this next stage in their lives.
Let's start with your home and auto insurance, and we'll help with the rest when you're ready. Get a quote at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
This IHSA championship event is brought to you by Biaggi's, where carryout is just another one of our specialties. And by Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise.
In a hurry but want a fresh, affordable meal to serve your family or friends? Biaggi's Pronto Packs make it easy to enjoy an authentic Italian meal at home or on the go. Perfectly sized to serve 4 to 5 people and starting at only $30. Pronto Packs include your choice of a pasta or 2 pizzas with a house or Caesar salad and freshly baked bread with Biaggi's butter for dipping. Or if you're planning a meal for a large group, just ask about their party pans. Size for 8 to 12 guests and ready for pickup with 24 hours advance notice. With 6 Illinois locations, Biaggi's Carryout is the perfect solution for your busy lifestyle. We'll start the 4th inning, 2-3-4 in the Edwardsville order. It will be Blake Burris, Drake Westcott, and Joe Copeland. We only have 2 hits in this game, 1 on each side. Both pitchers have been dealing. John Hamer for St. Charles North and Matthew Boyer for Edwardsville.
Pitcher's been total command. Defense has been solid. Championship type of play. Johnny Lambert warming up in the bullpen down the left field line.
One ball and 2 strikes. Burris will go right through it. Strikeout number 4 for Hamer.
Change of speeds. Disrupt timing. That just was the way John Hamer executed that pitch.
Drake Westcott was called out on strikes his last time up. The University of Louisville recruit. 3-time All-State selection. Outfield playing very deep. A 1-ball pitch from Hamer and it's ripped foul.
Boy, he just pulls his hands through the zone. Oh, so quickly. Great bat speed, acceleration through the hitting zone. His head stays down. Big, strong lower body. Great hitters hit the ball with their legs. That's where the power comes from. Clearing your hips and getting them through.
This one is deep, foul left field side. The wind is at about its low point if we have had all weekend long. A flag just nestling up against the pole in left center field.
Boy, is the outfield deep right now against Westcott. I mean, they are way back there. Look at that. Right fielder Mike Gattuso is basically aligned on the warning track in right field.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Westcott. Didn't miss by much. Good patience at the plate for Westcott. Now it's 3-2. One out, full count pitch. Westcott will head down to first base. He'll take his walk. First walk of the night for John Hamer.
Westcott did a great job being disciplined, plate discipline, did not get himself out. Hamer wanted him to chase one. He couldn't get him to bite.
That brings up Joe Copeland. He fouled out to the left fielder, Pat Bellick, who made a nice running catch right up next to the fence down the left field line. Copeland takes a big hack. Head kind of flew out of there on that swing. He was going to look to go some distance on that one.
Hamer getting deeper into this game. He pitched last night. Andrew Jimenez did. Zach Kemp, Hamer, Johnny Lambert, Nick DeMarco all saw the hill.
Count evens at a ball and a strike. We have one out here in the top of the 4th inning. Playing for a Class 4A state baseball championship. It would be the 3rd for Edwardsville, and it would be the 1st for St. Charles North. Copeland to the right side in the hole between first and second. Westcott will pull up at second base, and the Tigers, with one out here in the fourth, have runners at first and second.
Barreled that one up, got it through the 3-4 hole on the right side. First baseman Kyler Brown had to hold, and he was able to find that hole. Just dropped the head of the bat. Seeing eyes on a solid base hit through the right side.
It's the second hit of the game for Edwardsville, and the person who got the first hit will come to the plate. That's Josh Ohl. Timeout is cold, and Todd Genke will stroll to the mound. And he's going to go to the bullpen right now.
Tell you what, he got what he wanted out of Hamer, though. Not a doubt in my mind. He gave the performance and got the ball here to Lambert.
New pitcher coming in. When we come back, we'll tell you all about Johnny Lambert. Looking at the lefty, he's working on the third base side of the rubber. He's going to drop down, come sideways at you. That's Johnny Lambert.
He's been nasty of late, has Lambert, but all season long he's been nasty. 6-0. 45 innings pitched entering this tournament. He threw one last night. He had punched out 65 batters and walked just 17. And in those 45 prior innings, had allowed just 24 base hits for a solid 1.71 earned run average. Johnny Lambert has been really good. He's a sidearm left-hander. He had 10 scoreless innings pitched in the sectional and super sectional, so he's been hot, and his job right now is to hold his team at bay.
Ohl will walk down to his third base coach, Tim Funkhauser. Didn't get there all the way before he turns around, heads back. Runners at first and second. It's Westcott at second and Copeland at first. One gone here in the fourth.
26 strikeouts in his last 17 innings, so he has been nasty with his stuff.
Short leads at each base. Ohl was looking at that one all the way.
Lambert wants a ground ball. If he had his choice, would be right at Nick DeMarco.
There goes Westcott. The runner's breaking. The throw to third into left field. Westcott will pick himself up. He will head home. And Edwardsville will go on top. The stolen base in air. 1-0 Tigers.
Tim Funkhauser, I'm going to tell you, he saw something last night. That was something that they wanted to do prior, because you're not really thinking Westcott's going to run. He had a huge jump, able to create havoc on the bases.
The throwing error from Marco Torres, and now is Westcott to score. Meanwhile, stolen base by Copeland puts him at second. The inning continues with one out, 1-1 on Ohl. Popped up and out of play. Now that stolen base caught everybody by surprise. You said with Lambert it caught him by surprise, and also with Torres. He flinched. The pitch was a little awkward, and he did not get a good release.
Well, that was a scouter report, Steele. I don't know if they saw something last night in that inning. I'm sure they were charting every single movement, head movement, what have you, or even in warm-ups, but that was predetermined. He went on a get-go, first movement of the first pitch.
And they'll do it again. This time it's Copeland. As soon as Lambert turned his head, towards home. Copeland stole third. Immediate break.
So I've actually had opportunity where I give a sign just to my chin, one looker. And I thought that Lambert would go ahead and make that adjustment, but he did a one look again. There's the pitch. He didn't look back at second base.
Infield will come in. The count is 2-2. Ole spoils it as that curveball just kept on coming. One out here in the fourth inning. Three balls and two strikes, and Lambert does not want to go first and third here.
Edwardsville been creative on the bases. Letting it go. Playing aggressive. Katie bar the door base running.
Short center field. Teasy will come. Second baseman will go out, and Egan-Hine will make the catch, and Copeland will just walk back to third. Max Ringering will come to the plate looking to drive home the second run of the game. Ringering with the fly out his first time up. We talk all about Drake Westcott, his big power numbers. Westcott walked, advanced to second on a single, stole third, comes home on an error. And that one will score a run. Wild pitch behind Ringering. It's 2-0 Edwardsville.
What great base running it was by Copeland. First, he had stolen third base from second. And this time I was watching, if we can slow it down, what's going on behind you is Copeland is inching toward home. He's been taught, read the flight of the ball. All his momentum was coming home. Head first, slide for some emphasis, and he's greeted the dugout. See his movement coming home. Great picture right there.
And as we come back to live action, Max Ringering a line out to right field, but the Tigers from Edwardsville strike for two, and they do it with just one hit. 2-zip halfway home in your title game.
All right, this is Adam, take two. Mark?
I guess. I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
I had a civilian retirement, a military retirement, and a 401k. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They had their auto and their home insurance with me for about 10 years. Having somebody that can put that picture together for you took a huge weight off their shoulders. Kim and Bill are so excited about this next stage in their lives.
Let's start with your home and auto insurance, and we'll help with the rest when you're ready. Get a quote at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
This IHSA championship event is brought to you by Biaggi's, where carryout is just another one of our specialties. And by Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise.
High school sports fans, never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events from all across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, NFHSnetwork.com. We are high school.
So if you're an Edwardsville Tiger fan, that was a pretty fulfilling inning. You created havoc on the bases, got an infield hit to start things from the biggest bopper around the ball club. He gets an infield single, and the rest happened between the bases and speed on the bases, creating havoc. It was Dalton Wallace and Drake Westcott and Joe Copeland.
Matthew Boyer on the hill for Edwardsville, staked to a 2-0 lead. He'll face the middle of the order, Nick DeMarco, to start it off for St. Charles North. Only one hit allowed so far by Boyer through 3 innings. And on the first pitch, hard ground ball to Cromer, and that's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
And kudos to Cromer. That's the same play he had earlier that he tried to backhand. This time he just squared it up, stayed down. Everybody in the dugout yelled, "Stay down." Ground ball hard at him to get the very first out of the inning on the first pitch.
Ryan Teasy reached on that error you were just talking about. That was back-to-back errors in the 2nd inning. So after the back-to-back errors, what did Matthew Boyer do? He went back-to-back strikeouts to close it out with no damage done.
That young man you're looking at has been in total command. He's going to throw the hammer down right here. So we're able to steal grip for the center field camera.
The rain dripping at somewhat of a nagging pace for some folks that made their way up underneath the 2nd level. Teasy will go down to first. He is hit by a pitch. With 1 out, 2nd time that Teasy has been down there.
Teasy took one for the team there. That was a pitch, another breaking ball Boyer wanted that he didn't get up in his arm slot. He dropped down just a bit, got underneath the baseball. No bite at all, except for where it bit Teasy on the forearm.
St. Charles North has liked to run here in these 2 games. Now trailing by 2. Kevin White at the plate. He reached on an error by the pitcher Boyer. Teasy holds it first, and White rips this one down the right field line, and some folks that are not covered by that protective fence had to dive out of the way.
St. Charles North in the state title game. Lost in the regional final last year to Dan Colucci's Lake Park team. So they've really turned it around a year before many people thought they would with this young St. Charles North Stars team.
6 starters in this championship game will return next year. Even at a ball and a strike.
And you read the lips right there of Boyer. He asked for a new ball. He said, "This is wet." And that becomes very important because of his grip on his curveball way more than either a change or a fastball.
Teasy back easily standing.
And if that curveball starts to spin instead of bite, St. Charles North would be a happy group.
There goes Teasy. Stolen base. Ryan Teasy. And it was. He's asking for time. Finally got it.
Don Wallace called for a fastball away. You'd like to believe that St. Charles North is playing catch-up baseball, taking a pitch. Throw it down the middle right here.
2-0.
So here in Najera, you want to get on top of home plate. Look at where he's at.
He is right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make home plate as difficult to find for Matthew Boyer as you possibly can.
Najera playing the mind games now with Boyer. Twice here in the last 2 pitches, he's asked for time and it's been granted.
Sophomore against senior.
Three balls, no strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Kyler Brown is on deck. He has one of the 3 North Stars hits.
He's taken this one. He's taken 2 of them.
That's a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 7th. That strike zone was small with Najera right on top of the plate. Small visually. Second walk of the night. Here's Brown.
So the bunt's in order. The only decision right now Todd Genke's got to make is, do you let him bunt right away, or do you try to take a strike right now since he just threw 4 of them out of the zone in a row?
And Brown is right on top of the plate as well. Short lead at first. Brown's taking, and that's a strike.
Straight take, smart take. You got a pitcher that just threw 4 consecutive balls.
Both sides on their feet. Ball nearly thrown away. Westcott went up and got it.
Westcott's 6'3", and he needed every bit of that.
No balls, one strike, nobody out. Brown will pull back on the bunt. 1-1. Good fastball there from Matthew Boyer. Still had a little bit. He had 90 pitches thrown going into this inning. 115 is the magic number. Once he hits 115, he can finish the batter, then his night would be done.
Pitch number 97.
And that's 2 strikes now on Brown. They will appeal. He did not go. Wallace thought he did. It's 2-2.
We get a chance to see it slow. Make the call.
I don't want to make that call. The Jarrett first. Very short lead. Brown will send it into left field. First 2 batters on here in the 7th.
How about Brown? His last 2 times up, we said that's a character kind of guy. He just drops the head of the bat, gets the ball over the baseball, finds a 5-6 hole between Ringering and Ole, and he gets to first base and he starts to celebrate right there.
Well, that's the type of gamer Kyler Brown is. He was the quarterback in the state football championship game. He came into this tournament hitting just .214, but what has Brown done his last 2 at-bats? He has singled both times. He has scored St. Charles North only run, and he would be the winning run at first base. But we're going to get a new pitcher coming in here. Nobody out here in the 7th. We'll step aside in a moment and get you set to decide a state champion. St. Charles North fans excited because they have 2 runners on. The tying run at second, the winning run at first. On the hill now, though, for Edwardsville, it'll be Colin Salter. The last time he pitched in this tournament, he picked up a save in a super sectional. He entered that ball game against Marist with the bases loaded, nobody out. Got out of it, allowing just 1 run, and enabled Edwardsville to get here, and now he is looking to close out a championship game.
The big pitch he made there was inducing a 6-4-3 double play. He comes in 4-0 to this baseball game, 30 2/3 innings. He's a power strikeout pitcher, 42 punchouts, 9 base on balls, a 1.83 earned run average. At third base, Max Ringeringer's at the cutout. He's got to angle 45 degrees so that he can watch the would-be bunter Gattuso and to make sure that the Najera behind him can't steal.
Najera at second, Brown at first, nobody out. Gattuso squares, pulls back, ball 1. Both runners need to be very careful about a possible bunting through a strike and a throw behind. And that will hit him in the head. We are bases loaded situation. Nobody out. Puts the tying run at third. The winning run will be at second. Oh, my.
There's a fastball that just got away. Armango was down out of the slot. And Gattuso takes a free pass. We certainly know he's going to be checked on to be all right. That was pretty solid contact. But you're going to have to drag that young man off the field.
Nope, I'm fine. Everything's good.
Trainer's asking questions. He said, yeah, I know I'm in the state championship game in the 7th inning.
Runner at third is Najera. He's the tying run. The state championship winning run is at second in the form of Kyler Brown. Mike Gattuso is at first, but most importantly, the man at the plate is the one person this entire St. Charles North roster you would want to see there, and that is Egan Hine. He drove in the only run of the game so far for St. Charles North. Salter from the stretch.
Middle infield, Ole and Cromer, they're back. That's right, they're conceding a run to get 2 outs at this point because they want to just stay out of an inning. They'd give up one. They're thinking the best, if we get a double play, we can play an 8-inning ball game, an extra inning ball game. So the wheels continue to turn. Now will they change things with a 1-0 count? You would expect them to continue to stay back.
The outfield of Joe Copeland, Hayden Moore, and Blake Burris. Will they be challenged this inning? It's amazing how calm the faces look. There's Colin Salter. He was faced with this identical situation on Monday.
And he got that double play we were just alluding to.
Bases filled. Nobody out. 1-0 count to Hine. He'll take a strike. He was taking all the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big pitch from Salter.
Quality pitch. Salter started that on the outer edge. The ball broke a good 6 inches off the plate. Egan Hine did not make a good pass at that baseball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Just got a piece of it. .5'11", 175-pound junior on the mound.
That young man would love to run a fastball above Hine's hands. But if you're going to go above the hands, you got to get there. You can't leave it down below the hands because then you'll be hit hard.
That's just off the end of the bat.
And that appeared to be a changeup, a gutsy pitch there.
Najera at third, Brown at second, Gattuso at first. Would not bite and would not get the call. The Edwardsville fans thought that would have been number 3. Instead, the count 2-2.
We get to look again. That ball definitely creeps outside. Craig DeBellis with a call.
Egan Hine at the plate. Outfield playing shallow. Up the middle. Ole is there. He'll touch second. The throw to first. The tag there. The tying run is scored, however. We're tied at 2.
There's Ole throwing some leather once again. With a little bit of help from Westcott along the way. The North Stars have tied it. There's still a chance to win it here. What an exciting play that was. And for the super sectional in today, he gets a double play when he comes in the baseball game.
Westcott had to go up and get that. Meanwhile, at third base, the winning run. At the plate, Pat Bellick. There's Kyler Brown at third. 90 feet away.
Look at how calm, cool, and collected that young man looks. Colin Salter.
Bellick. Hold his head. It's 0-2. St. Charles North asking for a buck. Not going to get it.
Not a discernible stop is what they were saying.
No balls, 2 strikes. And we're going to play extras in your state championship game in Class 4A. Colin Salter comes in with the bases loaded, nobody out. He gives up a run on a double play ball, gets a strikeout to end the inning. We will go to the 8th, tied at 2.
Had a civilian retirement, a military retirement, and a 401k. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They had their auto and their home insurance with me for about 10 years. Having somebody that can put that picture together for you took a huge weight off their shoulders. Kim and Bill are so excited about this next stage in their lives.
Let's start with your home and auto insurance, and we'll help with the rest when you're ready. Get a quote at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Nick DeMarco back on the mound. He is happy to be there. He came within inches of not even having to go out there with his team winning a state title, but Colin Salter got out of a jam. North Stars, though, happy to be tied at 2, and we are in the 8th inning, and it will be 8-9-1 for Edwardsville. Designated hitter Joe Toscano to lead things off. Then it's Logan Cromer, Hayden Moore. Those are the 3 batters DeMarco will face here in the 8th.
St. Charles North put one on the board. They were aided by a hit batsman to that inning. They were aided by the leadoff walk, which was absolutely huge. The attempt to bunt in that inning by their 9-hitter Kyler Brown failed, but then he got a base hit through the left side. An awful lot of action to send us into more action, extra innings in a classic state championship, the first extra inning game since 2015 in Class 4A.
Nick DeMarco struck out the side in the 7th inning. He's on in his 2nd inning of relief. Toscano has a lot of room down the left field line if he finds it. Instead, this one will be skied to the right side. Gattuso for the first out. Edwardsville's been held to just 2 hits tonight. Jacob Kitchen now to come on to pinch hit for Logan Cromer. Kitchen, a 6'1", 215-pound junior, 38 at-bats this year. He has 13 hits, a .342 average for Kitchen.
And gap power. Pat Bellick in left field playing very deep, but a lot of room on the line. So they're betting right center field. Where Ryan Teesy's at, they're basically saying you're not going to pull the ball against Nick DeMarco.
Big swing, high fly ball. Second baseman called it momentarily, and it will drop. Hine called it. Ryan Teasy was coming hard. Mike Gattuso was left, and there it fell between the three.
This one's in no man's land. Bermuda Triangle, if you wish. That ball came out the bat. It looked like it was going to be Teasy. Well, the wind pushed a little bit. Some indecision. Fell between Gattuso and White and Teasy. And now what I would assume, it'll be Cromer to re-enter. We'll check the number. It is not. It's 19.
That's Aaron Young.
Aaron Young.
A charge and error to the right fielder, Gattuso. At this point, all that matters, it's a base runner for the leadoff hitter, Hayden Moore. That's the go-ahead run. Moore takes a good hack at that pitch from DeMarco. Moore 0 for 3 tonight. And that one clunked against our production truck. Hope everybody inside is safe. Didn't roll over. There it is.
That's our armored car.
Well, that's where our folks have been for the last 2 weekends. 16 games worth plus another inning here. Moore goes that way again and hits the top of the second deck. No balls and 2 strikes to Moore. Runner at first is Young. There he goes. The strike is called, the throw down, not in time. Moore goes down on strikes, but the stolen base from Young puts him in scoring position with 2 outs.
Good release by Marco Torres, but Young had a really good jump right there against Nick DeMarco. He's got that black rubber ground tire all over him, but well worth it.
Blake Burris has grounded out and struck out twice. This will be the 3rd different pitcher he has faced tonight. Young in the lead at second with 2 outs. A bunt attempt. Thrown into the runner. Here comes the go-ahead run. He's safe at the plate.
What great aggressive base running. You could see that play developing the whole time. Todd Genke questioning. Craig DeVellis there. The pinch runner comes in, he steals a base, and then he's going to go home to first on this run through. Ball comes off the base, very quickly picked up. There it is. Can't tell from that angle.
Give Burris credit for the hit. The throwing error into the back of Burris allows the run to come around to score. It's a 3-2 lead for Edwardsville. Here's another look at it.
That is honestly about as close. Look at that. Great camera work. The throw beat him, but the hand may have got down underneath.
Drake Westcott will be walked intentionally once again. So that will push Burris to second. Westcott looked back at the next hitter, Joe Copeland, and said, "You get him."
That young man, Drake Westcott, has been intensely walked 6 times the last 3 games. 3 in the super sectional, a couple times today. Just the respect they have for him.
Copeland tonight had a single after Westcott had been walked in a normal fashion in the 4th inning. A 3-2 lead for Edwardsville. This one down to the third baseman, an easy force out at third. But Edwardsville strikes for a run. They take advantage of a fly ball that drops. A bunt and a throwing error will go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And once again, St. Charles North needs a run to tie, 2 to win. Here's how it went down to score the go-ahead run. Burris with the bunt. It was a beauty. Lobling on the run right into the back. Brown to throw home, and the play. The signal safe, and Edwardsville with the lead.
Tag came on the backside. Bang, bang. Was the hand down or not? Some great shots from a couple different angles.
Nick DeMarco, he will lead it off. He'll be facing Colin Salter. Remember the North Stars last inning in the 7th. Down a run, had the bases loaded with nobody out. They did score one, but Salter forced a double play ball, then got a strikeout, and that's why we went to extras.
We got a classic going on.
DeMarco lifts it high and foul. He goes after the first pitch from Salter. Edwardsville bidding for its 3rd state championship in baseball. St. Charles North, just the 2nd appearance in the state finals. First time in a championship game. DeMarco gets a piece of that one. It's 0-2. He'll be followed by Teasy and White.
Logan Cromer back in at second base.
Rip down the left field line, hooking, it's foul.
DeMarco sat on that, kept his hands back on a breaking ball. Just couldn't keep him back long enough. A little bit too much top hand to keep that fair. And those faithful, they're not giving up on this team, who came back and tied at the top of the 7th, or bottom of the 7th. Now try to do the same thing in the 8th.
The 0-2 pitch. Boy, nothing gets by Wallace, does it?
Yeah, Dalton Wallace, goalie save number 25 probably tonight. That young man's caught over 120 baseball games for the Edwardsville Tigers. Checks his sign right there.
Into the glove of Ringring. The line drive hooked right to him. One gone.
DeMarco squared up, and Ringring knocked it right down into his glove for out number 1. A seed right there. But Ringring was able to make the stab. Saying, watch the bunt, watch the bunt.
Ryan Teasy at the plate.
Good wheels with Teasy. Ringering comes up inside the cutout area to take away a would-be drag bunt.
Teasy has reached on an air, hit by a pitch, and flown out to right field. First time he's seen Salter.
I believe Todd Genke just gave him the green light. He gave him the, go ahead and hit.
He'll look at that one. It's 1-1. And both Genke and Teasy thought that pitch was up. Check swing. Salter. The easy one to first. 2 gone. And now Edwardsville 1 out away from the state championship. Kevin White with 2 outs. The sophomore will try to keep it going for the North Stars.
Been red hot in the tournament. We mentioned 500 coming in. Right now, the outfield moves back there under no doubles look. Maybe not as deep as I would have thought. Garden line at third is Ringering.
White goes after the first pitch and will foul it out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Edwardsville, your 4A champions in 2019. Lindo, you called it an instant classing, an 8-inning, 3-2 win, the 3rd state title in Edwardsville history.
What a great relief job by Salter. He got the double play ball when he needed it in the bottom of the 7th. Gets him 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. Edwardsville was tied in the bottom of the 7th by a game. St. Charles North team filled with underclassmen, but yet they had that fight in them to come back. And then the Tigers roar back to score 1 in the top of the 8th on some extremely aggressive base running to go ahead and then win this championship.
It has been a great 2 weekends of baseball, 4 championship games, and what a way to finish it. Here in your 4A championship game, Edwardsville 3, St. Charles North 2, and it took 8 innings for our entire NFHS crew. And for my partner, Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Grunhard. Thanks for another great sports year on the Illinois High School Association.